Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your guy, the Prophet Wolf. And I got here is my guy Solo from Strike First. Strike First. Oh, my bad. I hear my echo. All right, that's good. That's better. I have my YouTube on at the same time. But yes, I have here Solo from Strike First, man. I'm excited to have you on my podcast, bro. First time me being back in a couple months. It's a nice topic, man. I'm very excited for tonight's topic, which is actually community and economy effects. But before we get started, I gotta ask you, man, Solo, where does this name come from? Solo.
Solo. So I started out in MagFed back in 2016, I think it was. Started off with everybody's marker, the Alpha Black,
Yeah.
Project Salvo. At any rate, I'm out there running around and I see these cats next to me and they got the MagFed markers and mine's still loading with the hopper. And I'm like, what is that? So anyway, I got into MagFed 2016 and I found myself being all by myself most of the time. And I went to college, graduated. I crossed Cap Alpha Psi solo by myself. So this moniker doesn't just stand for just what I've been on a paintball field, but what I've been throughout my life in terms of how I approach things and things that I do. I do have teammates. I've had teammates. I've done things with people, but realistically, one thing I know is that we all do something in life, and that's we travel our own path solo. So that's its origin there.
Nice. Solo. I actually love that name. Not gonna lie, Solo. But the Prophet Wolf. I'm just gonna share a little bit of my background to you real quick. The Prophet Wolf, man. That name came actually last year in Warfare. Shout out to Creep Show. The one's okay. Shout out to the one's okay. One day, man, because he's like a huge supporter on my podcast, and he listened to every detail of it. And so I'll never forget this, man. It had been about 4 months in. We discussing warfare, and how things will play out, the outcome of it. And I remember saying this that the first day of warfare, I guarantee you, between 40 to 60 people will go home. Like we're gonna send them home. No doubt about that. Like they're going home, and we was wrecking that day. We was wrecking crazy. And so I'll never forget like our first break, I see people packing their stuff up and they're leaving. They're gone. And it was a lot of them. And we just sitting there like, what's going on? That's I go over to my tent and he came over was like, yo, Prophet. He said, yo, Lone Wolf, like, they leaving. He was like, yo, you was not lying. You said they were going to leave. And so I said, really? They all left? So, okay. And then, he just said, you know what? Prophet. And he had chills. Like, I saw him, he just had chills. He was like, Prophet, man. That's your new name, Prophet. He's like, yo, that got to be your new name. He said, because you spoke this into existence. And so from there on, man, it was history. We took over that weekend at Warfare, had a blast with my guys, with everyone actually. It was over, and next thing you know, we won. We won, and we was excited, man. It was a great time, and the Prophet Wolf was reborn. Well, he was born that day. Say that. Yeah, he was born that day.
That's where he prophesies. He prophesies the win.
I mean, hey, man, Prophet. That's a big. I'm not gonna lie. That's a huge name. You have to.
That's a big title. That's a big title. Yep. You gotta live it. You gotta live it, and you do though. Yeah. But you do though.
I do.
You live it.
I do. Hey. I can't even lie about that. I do live it 100%. But you know what, man? Let's get into this topic. So much talk about, so many details, so many things to bring up. But I want to first go into what's your thought process, when hearing about the community and economics of effects. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let's talk about community first. What's your thought process right now?
So community, you gotta break down the word itself. Break down what the word community itself. So it's not limited to magfed or paintball or whatever. It's a macro word. Community. The whole planet is a community. And so when you think of community, you're thinking friends, neighbors, family. You're thinking about everybody that's involved in whatever it is that you all are involved in. So then when you do apply the word community to paintball, to MagFed specifically, I'm thinking about everybody from the West Coast, everybody in Europe, everybody, wherever you could play MagFed paintball is where I'm
Yeah.
thinking about us. We are in a bond together. Like I said, I'm in a fraternity, so I know what the word bond means. And as a community, you're in a bond. We have to look out for each other. We have to look out for one another. We look out for people that are coming in. We're looking out for people that are stepping down and stepping away. So the word community in paintball in magfed to me is all of us coming together for a common goal. Again, we have this is a sport, this is a hobby, this is something we all love to do, that everybody that does it. um so more recently we've had some issues at paintball fields where people are bringing on non-lethal rounds, and you've heard that. And so that goes against the community. You are trying to do harm to someone. Why? That's not community. That's something else. You're here for the wrong reason. It's not cute. It's not funny. We're a
Yeah.
community. We look out for each other. Even though you wear red and I wear blue, or you wear blue and I wear red, we're still on the same team at the end of the day. We're going to hug it up. We're going to talk about the next time we're going to meet at the 50s. And we're going to talk about the next time we're going to meet at another field. We're going to talk about hanging out, having pizza. We're going to talk about coming to your graduation, because that's a part of the community, us looking out for one another and having that bond, that brotherhood, that it's not even all male. So it's just a commonality of
Yeah.
people with common goals and common interests. And MagFed is it. So when you ask me, what are my thoughts? What is my mind state on community? My mind state, how I feel about community, is all of us, we should band together. Of course, we have different ideas. That's what makes us all unique. But at the same token, our common goal is to make this sport great amongst each other and make it great on a platform that everybody recognizes outside of paintball, or even within the paintball community. So,
Mhm.
you know, um, there's no reason, in my opinion, that we can't get mag-fed paintball on ESPN. If you can get cornholing on ESPN, you can get mag-fed paintball on ESPN. But the community has to do it to do it.
Oh man, I agree with you 100%. 100. You know what? I agree with you 110%. Because when you think about community, you think about everybody. You think about um, the word unite. You know, you're thinking about coming together. This is what brings us together, because paintball isn't just paintball. Paintball is a therapy session. Paintball is a lifestyle. Paintball is something that you enjoy having fun with your brothers, your sisters, family, friends, whatever, neighbor. Like, these are the things that bring us all together, you know. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what paintball said in my last in the podcast that we had, back in January. He mentioned that paintball isn't just a sport. Like, this is something that people come when all has failed. There has been times where things didn't work out in their lifestyles, or things didn't work out at their job or their marriages. Like, this is what makes people happy, you know. And a lot of people, tell you the truth, almost killed themselves. You know, there's a deep depression. Their mental was not there, and it was so bad to the point where it almost cost them their life. You know, and so the fact that we come to play paintball and we come in the sport to make not only a living out of it, but to better ourselves, that's important. That's important. And that's why I look at paintball as a way of getting yourself together and making sure that you're good and the people around you are good. That's me is community, man. That's me is community. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
just speaking on the rubber balls and stuff like that, the pepper balls and everything, you know, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. And I'm gonna just say this because there were a few months ago something happened towards where our sport could have been gone, taken away. Guns would have been banned, fields possibility would have been gone. You know, and I feel like when people see that, you know, what happens? What
They
what
step up.
if what if the government decides to say, you know what, airsoft paintball is too dangerous. We're getting too many we're getting too many complaints. You know, we're seeing videos where people are fighting, people are arguing, people are going back and forth. Like, how is this sport a sport? This sport to me looks dangerous.
Hmm.
Like, are they preparing for a war? Are they trying to see if they can, you know, I don't know, like try to make something out of it? Like, what are they doing this for? Like, there is no reason behind it. And so, guys like us, me and you, guys like Wolf, guys like Nightmare, guys from all over the world who does paintball know why we're doing this. It's a lifestyle, man. It's all about
For
therapy.
sure. For
All
sure.
about
For
therapy.
sure. So, just to, add to what you're saying, yeah, absolutely. Canada, more recently, I think there was a bill that we're trying to pass in regards to milsim style toys or guns were,
Yeah.
illegal, or you couldn't have them. It's something to that effect. I don't know exactly. I can't remember, but I do remember, again, part of the community coming together on Facebook and starting a petition, and
Yeah.
everybody signed a petition. I mean, that thing caught like hot fire across our country. Of course, we weren't affected unless we decided to go to Canada with our paintball markers or whatever. So I think it got worked out nonetheless. But ultimately, that's when the community steps up. But we should essentially not wait as a community for something like that to happen to voice our opinions about things.
Yeah.
Again, that the pepper ball stuff, the non-lethal rounds or whatever brought to the field. I mean, if you know the guy that's doing this, however funny he may think it is, it's not funny, because that is the stuff that could get us shut down. That's the stuff that could actually hurt somebody on the field. It may not kill him, but you can definitely do some damage, and that'll make people not want to come back. That'll make people not want to keep playing. That makes people want to leave the community. So, ultimately, I feel like we as a community, really, it's not lame to stop somebody from doing something that can hurt somebody. No,
Mhm.
that's stepping up to the plate. You say, hey, nah, come on, man, that's not cool. Ha, that's funny, but not really. That's not cool. Things like that. So, really, it takes a village. That quote, it takes a village, and we are that village. It takes a village to step up, to groom the younger generation coming up behind us. The older generation is stepping out, stepping away. They've got family ailments, things like that. They have things they got to take care of that doesn't afford them the liberty to be able to keep playing continuously like they used to 10 years ago. So now it's, they're the elders, we're, I guess, the middle age, the younger group, and then we got the young kids that are going to come in and take our places eventually, doing what we're doing today. So that is just part of the community as well, as to where, we have to band together. Again, everybody has different opinions. I understand that. It's not for everybody to agree on the same thing. But what we can agree on is our ultimate goal, and that is having fun, enjoying the camaraderie amongst each other, and continue the innovation with MagFed Paintball. Let's get it together. Nobody should be saying someone's idea is stupid without having some concrete numbers to prove that. If you're just saying, oh, that's stupid, you're really kind of disrespecting somebody's opinion, which we're all entitled to. So, the community, I think we really just should band together, just continue. It's not that we're not, but, there are certain pockets that are not, and again, the egos and all that, the politics of things, they all get in the way, and then money comes in, pokes its little ugly head here and there. So, we all kind of got to get together and really do a thing nationally, I feel like, in order to set the stage and the precedence, as MagFed being its own sport, its own niche.
I agree with that 100% because like I said before, paintball is the way out, and you have people, man, who, like you said, their ego, their pride get in the way of it. You know, some people they don't see what we see. The bigger picture. I want to say that, and the bigger picture is it's not just about the sport. It's about coming together in this sport. It's about learning from each other, knowing each other, knowing who we are, and how to build a community is probably the most important thing right now in the sport because if we don't come together, man, it's going to be destroyed, you know. And just to piggyback off of what me and Wolf talked about Saturday, when I did the video, I remember, he was saying that, you know, he's next in line, but eventually I'm waiting for the next Wolf myself to come next in line beside me, you know, because that's what it's about. It's about generations. It's about bringing on the next person. And so, just like how I saw Wolf, back in 2019, 2018, it's when I got into the sport. And man, just seeing how this guy moved, just seeing how this guy was communicating, just seeing the leadership inside of this guy, giving the people was more than enough for me to say, you know what, I can do this. I truly believe that I can be worthy of a leader just like him or better. Because that's the common goal is always better. And so when I look at myself and I look at Wolf, no comparison, because he's the OG. He's the big brother for sure. Like this dude's the GOAT. But you learn from him and you get that from him. And so then when it's your time, you know what to do. And so I firmly believe my time is winter brawl. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Me being a general, me leading 150 guys, 200 guys, who knows, maybe more. That's when I'll be tested. That's when the guidance had to come in, the leadership had to come in, because you have people come up to you, they're going to say, "Hey, they're cheating. Hey, I got overkill. Hey, they're shooting hot. Hey, they about to fight." Just stuff like that is what's going to be said, and so we gotta be mindful, man, of who we see. So, like I always said, character defines on the days where you don't feel like doing what you once said you was going to do, long after the mode you said it in. And I'm gonna break that down too as well because your character is what you are, right? But but your character also defines who you are, and what you do. Because somebody is always watching you. Don't matter if they're speaking to you. Don't matter if they're far away. They're watching you somehow in some way. They can watch you on social media. They're watching you on the field, off the field, because they want to see if you are staying true to who you really are. Because you have some cats who put on a good show on social media, but in person, it's not there. In person, they whack. In person, they look at you and be like, "Nah, bro, get out of here. I'm cool. No picture, no video. I don't even want to talk to you." But on social media, "Hey, what's up, man? Shout to this guy, shout to that guy." And so, it's my job to always be in character at all times. Don't matter if I'm having a good day, a bad day, the worst day. Stay in character, man. Stay in character. If you need to, get you around some cats who gonna love you. It's gonna lift you up. That's facts. Get you around somebody. If you're going to do at home, get you a cat that can call you. But hey, bro, I'm going through it right now. I need to talk to you. Hey, bro, let's pray, man, because right now I'm about to lose my mind.
Yeah, that's community. That's community.
These things that we need to be doing as a community, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I agree.
So cats that want to lock in.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Again, we're on the same page here. Again, I really hope that the people watching or the people that see this, take it into effect, take it into account, what they're doing, either they're doing it right or doing it wrong, but really take a step back and just really see where their minds are when it comes to the community, see what's really going on. If you can step up, again, a part of the community is this. I've met all people from all walks of life in paintball. I met legit doctors, surgeons that play paintball, and I've met the youngest kid just getting into it, not even knowing nothing about it. So our range is so wide, and another reason why I feel like we have the resources to really make this thing great. I'm not saying we should all depend on one person to bring us to the promised land, whatever that is, but realistically, like, we all have our own talents that we can add or chip into this community to make us great. make us, you see, we got people hosting events. These are massive events. These events are not easy to do. I can tell you that offhand. I know for a fact it's not easy to promote, to get a venue, to maintain your vendors, to keep vendors, get new vendors, whatever it is, to make sure the logistics are situated. When people come, the armbands are right, whatever, the missions are good, the storyline is good. This is not an easy task. People think it is, it's not. So, we should use our resources within the community to make this better. If someone is able to, if someone has connections with a media company or a startup company that's trying to get off the ground, hey,
Yeah.
why don't you come film our paintball game? Why don't you come film this big game we got going on this date? Maybe you'll get some plug. Maybe somebody will see your brand, and not only does it do something for us in paintball, but it might boost your business elsewhere. So paintball is reciprocating. You know what I mean? That people have met other people. I've met other people in my line of work. I've met other people that paintball, and I've met other paintballers that do what I do. And guess what? I've established business relationships, outside the field. So, this thing isn't limited to just having fun on the weekends. You
Yeah.
can use it as a network base. This is a community. We should be able to depend on one another to help one another out. Again, I understand people have other lives. They got families, they got kids, they got wives and husbands. They have things that take precedence over paintball. I get that, However, we are still a community, and if you can help one another out, why not? What's stopping you? So that's just my 2 cents there as far as the community goes. But that's again, this is going to taper onto the second part of the subject. But honestly, community, we band together, we stick together. That's what we do. That's what communities do.
Yeah, building relationships, man. That is the key thing. You have to build a relationship with someone in the community because it's important, man. It goes a long way. Somebody asked me one time, would you choose a relationship or just business? It's always 100% of a relationship because if you do business with somebody, right, just that one time, and let's say you guys have a little small issue, don't go well, but you guys still rock out. But when that business is done, that's it. He's not going to refer you to nobody. He's not going to call you, text you, email you. Like, that's it. And so now you're left out because you have nowhere else to look at or go to. And now you have to keep hustling to the next business person, which you probably do the same thing you did over there with him, which is basically repeating a cycle.
Yeah.
And so
just one and done, and then that's it. But no, it's got to be more than that. I mean, but that's life. That's how life is. It's the relationship factor. You have to build the relationships in order to sustain your future.
Yeah,
that's it. If we don't build and maintain our relationships, any beefs we got, like there's no time for that. I mean, he overshot me, or they're not calling our hits. Well, they suck at sportsmanship, but you know what? Maybe they got something else going on inside them as to why they don't do that or why they act up. So, hey, anybody that's close to them, you get close to who's close to them and maybe touch base with them, I guess, is one of the methods I see in building or maintaining rapport with each other. But again, that's something else for another day. But realistically, like I said, the community itself is, we're strong. I'm not saying we're not strong, and I'm not saying that we're not doing a good job. But there's always room for improvement, and where we see that we can be better, let's step up to the plate. Let's use Facebook. Let's use our Reddit. Any boards we got, any community boards. Let's put it out there. Ideas. Let's make it flow, and we take off from there. Like I said, the money thing really kind of sways people, to do things not for the community.
Yeah,
and. Again, I know we all have bills to pay. We all got to pay our rent. We all got to pay our mortgage, our car notes, our cell phone bills, whatever. So sometimes, you're going to be like, man, I need the money. So I'm just going to go do this and the third. But be mindful. This is just advice to the community. Be mindful of your detriment in choosing yourself over the bigger picture. I know we got bills to pay, but, you don't want to risk relationships. You don't want to risk our future, other people's future, for your 5-minute come up. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, like I said, that plays in part to the economy portion of the podcast or the topic. So I don't know if you want to kick it off or I can jump right into it.
Hey man, whatever goes, first come first serve.
Okay. So we were talking yesterday, you and I, about the cost of the sport itself. It's not cheap. We know that.
Yeah,
And as I understand it, we're currently within a recession in the United States. So money doesn't come easy, but it goes out fast. I
yeah,
know that. One thing I know that the community does do is that at our local MFOGs, there's a group. I'll put their name out there. So ODIL is part of the OD operational detachment out of California. But ODIL, I think all the ODs do this. AZ, SC, NC. At any rate, they offer rental markers. So
okay,
anybody that's looking to get into the game wears a mag fed every month. The thing is the third Sunday of every month, but it helps out as far as the economy goes. So it's expensive. Where do I get a marker? I'm not going to spend $500 on a marker just to go play once. So people want to get into the game. There's a way in. You could rent a marker, 40, $50 for the day to play, buy your bag of paint, whatever, and you can shoot a mag fed marker getting into it. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that it's, oh man, I got to spend the money. I got to buy a new marker. I want to get on the mag fed, but I can't afford it right now. But before people make the investment, and I know the money is a thing, you can rent markers and play a day and see how you like it, if this is what you want to do. Or if you're a speedball and you want to come over, you can try it out. So the money thing is there. I feel like that does dissuade a lot of people, or people that are already in MagFed. They struggle with it financially because stuff is expensive. To put it simply, stuff is expensive. So with people losing jobs, things like that, again, we should fall back on our own resources within our community, and that
yeah,
is to, hey, I know a guy that is a carpenter. He might need a labor for the day, or hey, I know I just lost my job, but this guy over here, he's a manager at Amazon, whatever, and we play MagFed together, bro. You think you could do me a solid and get me a gig? So it's part of the networking, but as far as, like I said, the money portion goes, there are a lot of drawbacks, and it really does take committed individuals to really keep this thing up. I know everybody can't fly to Canada or Mexico, or can't fly across country to play just a single day worth of games, but you can stay active within your community at your local games, local fields, and again, we have to find a way to make this, I can't say not expensive, because the paintball companies, they're going to charge what they're going to charge, but we have to maybe find a way to incorporate the cost to distribute it amongst, for lack of a better word, someone else, so that we can continue to play ESPN. God, my throat. But things like that. It's like if we can band together and find a way to get us on TV, or find us a way to get us streamed live as a community, as an actual event, it can maybe supplement some of the cost, so that it makes it worthwhile for people to come and play on a larger scale, and maybe a larger game. Again, I understand, man. It's the economy sucks at times. You can't afford to do this all the time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But there are ways around it. There are ways we can move around this. I have several ideas. I'm always talking about tournaments and league play and things like that, and make it make sense. But the people have to be serious about it too. So that's another thing as well.
yeah. Because I'll pick it back off of that real quick. It's deep, man. It's hard, when you put it into perspective. But I'm I'm a true believer in, if you put all your might into this, I guarantee you things will happen to you that is unexpected, that you won't even expect from yourself. And I say that because I'm a witness of that. I have witnessed things that I have gone through. I've been through the news and everything. Like, I seen it with my own eyes, man, and it's amazing. It's amazing what God can do for you, because if you're locked in and you're focused on what is planned, I guarantee you it can happen. So Sports Center, Netflix, all these different places, all these different companies, it can happen. It's possible. But like I said, you have to have, the right resources. You have to know what you want out of this, or you have to know which direction you want to go into, because it's not easy when you're just saying, hey, how did this happen? How can I make this happen? Or how can this be more effective? And so there's a quote, if I can find it real quick, that I actually wrote a few months back, and it was so deep, man. It made me think about life. Here it is. It says here, you can have all the resources in the world with the wrong perspective, while the person with no resource with the right perspective. And just piggyback off of that real quick because, like it's like it said, you can have all the resources in the world, but have the wrong perspective for it. Like someone can have all these all this stuff going on for themselves. They can be so locked in, but their perspective isn't right. They're not right in their mind. They're not really focused. They're so worried about money instead of people. Because remember, people is the reason why you do what you do. Don't get me wrong, money is good, money is great, but remember, money is also the root of evil. Money isn't everything. All I was always told as a young man, all money ain't good money. You know,
Hmm.
all money ain't good money. So you gotta be careful. Which what money is. I understand some people have never seen, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, or 100,000, or a million. You just say that, and so when they see that, it's like they want it so bad to the point where they think it's gonna last them a long time. Don't get me wrong, true story. I have met a man who had 1.5 million, 1.5 million, and so if he was telling me more about his life and why he got that money and what it came from. I realized that he could have done so much with that money, but instead he had the wrong perspective. He started doing coke, drinking, partying, females, all kind of stuff, right? And so all that money was gone in about 3 or 4 months. 1.5 million, all gone in 3 or 4 months. And now you have a regular job. Now you're back home at your mom's house. Now you have to work at McDonald's. You know, like these are things that affect us, that messes us up. And then we realize that without the right perspective, how do we know that we have all the resources? It's like what Mike Tyson said in his podcast one time. You know, God will give you everything, but He will also punish you at the same time. So it's like He'll give you what you want. He'll give you what you desire for. He'll give you what you need just to see what you could do, with it. But as you're seeing what you got and how you got it, and the people around you will break you. People around you will break you. If you don't have solid people around you, you lost. You like you done for, man. Like because they have the wrong perspective, and you're trying to find the right perspective, but you can't because you have the wrong mentors around you, the wrong people around you who is misleading you, and so now it puts you in a deep hole to the point where you lost. You don't know where to go at. You don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
where to go at. You know, but that's what that quote was talking about.
for sure, for sure. So, I mean, so and everything we've talked about here, the community, in addition to the finance, I didn't really even touch. Like, I just gave, I guess, my perspective on the economy part because I'm not spitting facts here. Some of this stuff you can look up and you know say, hey, it's that's not right. Solo's lying, or he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll tell you that I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know what I'm looking forward to or what I'm looking
Yeah,
for. Overall, again, is us coming together and then finding a way to get this done financially so that we either got the support. A lot of I was talking to Havish. I wasn't really talking to him, but I commented on MagFed Ranch on their YouTube video about corporate finance, yeah, corporate financing and whatnot. And Javi, she comes in behind me. No disrespect to him or anything, but he comes in behind me and says, that corporate financing is not good for the sport. It's not good. You know, you don't want corporate companies coming in, sticking their nose in this, and then changing the rules and changing things how they want to see it done because they're paying for it. And he's right. He's absolutely right when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is a delicate balance there when trying to find the funding for said events. You know, when it's not coming out of everybody's pocket per se. So,
Yeah.
you know, no company is gonna do something for free. We all know that. That's just where we are in the world. You know, that's just how it is. Nobody's gonna do it for free.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like the financing behind this, it has to make sense. And I'm speaking from a company's perspective. It has to make sense where enough people are gonna watch this to want to buy my product, where it's gonna draw enough traffic to my website or to my, you know, brand, you know, and then I either need to make some money off of this event myself or at least break even. Nobody wants to spend money to lose it. And then, of course, they wouldn't even be able to write that off if it were a tax thing, because obviously this isn't some sort of 501c3, but it could be. But anyways, but so, you know, I mean, like I said, when the finance part, there are so many different levels to this that, you know, it's not something that we can just talk about in a single podcast or within 10 minutes. But, you know, I'm always open to ideas, you know, things that I don't even know about, things that I do know about. You know, I would like a big melting pot or a big smorgasbord of ideas, brainstorming or think tank. So, you know, the best brains in MagFed are some of the best brains in the world. You know, throw it all in a hat. Let's pick out the hat. Let's see what we can do to make it better for everybody.
Yeah.
Because some people have great ideas and you never hear from them. And it's like,
Mm.
man, you know, you might hear from them like at a game. They just talk about it in their little circle. And you're like, oh man, hey, that's a great idea. Let's take it and do something with it. And some people are like, oh no, you're stealing my idea. That's another thing, part of the community. I don't think it's stealing ideas unless you're really not given the credit for it. So if I go to a New
Yeah.
York or New Jersey night game and I come back to Chicago and say, hey, they did it like this in New York and they did it like this in Jersey, and in Jersey and New York see it pop up on Facebook or YouTube, they're like, hey, I know that guy. He stole our idea. And I'm going to say, no, I took your idea that you had, gave it to my people, and I told them where I got it from, and I'm giving you homage. I'm not stealing your idea and say I came up with it. So we got to kick that out of our minds as well. The
Yeah.
stealing of ideas. It's not stealing if we're in the same community. We're sharing it to make the entire community better. But again, these are just so many subtopics to these two topics we got here. Um, you know, so I mean, it goes really into depth. I think the podcast here is really one of the many places, one of the many platforms that we can utilize to have ideas flow. You know, we're talking with Jeremy over here a little bit back and forth with Jeremy. I would love to see more people on here popping comments, and we can, you know, answer their questions or put their comments into our discussion and make it a whole discussion. You know, that's what makes a podcast. You know, Steve Solo, hey Steve's about to, you know, tell us something right now. You know, I love the interaction because that is just what the community is about, the interaction with each other. Let's put our ideas together. Let's make something happen here. You know, I know we talked about it yesterday, but I definitely want to get back on Honey Badger, you know, discussion about Honey Badger, because that was probably one of the greatest games I ever played in my life, you know.
Yeah.
And one thing I do like to do, my team and I, after big games, we usually we recap the weekend. We recap what we did, what we didn't do, how we could do it better. You know, like, yeah, it was great and it was fun, but let's talk about the things that we blew. Let's talk about the things that we didn't do well, the things that we didn't like. So if we decide to throw a game, then we'll know what not to do, and then so forth. So, you know, that's one of the things I like to do, and I don't know if you mind doing that on here as well. What up,
Yeah.
Creep Show? Creep Show popped in for us there. What up, bro?
Real quick, man, let me give some shout outs up. Shout out to Steve Solo, man. That's a guy. He's actually on my last pocket before I took my break. Great guy, man. I love this guy there. Jeremy, my brother, man. I've been rocking with Jeremy for almost 2 years now. 2 years. Cold beats on the field. Creep Show. I met Creep Show last year. Dope dude. Hey, Creep, man. You're the reason why I'm here. But no, yeah, let's get into Honey Badger, you know. And before we get into like the battlefield and everything, I really want to talk about their community, man. Their community was so deep, awesome. You know, I watched these guys all come together, and it's like a brotherhood, a real true brotherhood out there. Big shout out to all of them guys, man. That's one of them. So many names to name, but I'm gonna name a few real quick. Shout out to Tonka. He was the first guy I met out there. First time meeting him, and the funny part is, he's a huge fan of my podcast. He watched it all the time, all the time. He was like, "Yo, I love your podcast. Like your podcast, it was motivates me." And that's usually all I hear is that the podcast motivates them, and so I could never stop. It's like when the podcast motivate people to come out there, it motivate them to keep going. It makes you wonder, like, wow, like look at the big impact that you guys have. Look at the impact that these guys see from the US. And so I'm a firm believer. You have to make a name for yourself. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm the Prophet Wolf," or "I'm solo," and just I'm here to take over. No, it's not how it works. You build your name up, and so for me, I work hard for my name, man. It took me 5 years to get my name up here. You know, it all started back in 2018. 2018, man. 2018, and you know what? Big shout out to BSR, Black Renegade Squad. Shout out to them guys, man. Maven Ford and Nomad and Ryan. It wasn't these guys, because mind you, my first time playing paintball, it was me and a young woman who I brought, just to go out and play whatever. We were just bored. I just brought me a Tipman TMC, and I was playing with some rentals. My gun was jamming up, whatever, and I'm I'm trying to understand, like, what's going on. Like, why is this? Why is this? And like, what's this sport? And so, Nomad came over to me. He said, "Hey, I see you trying to fix your TMC. Come over here with the
wait. Let me interfere. Let me interject.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You had to fix a TMC. What did you do to it? What did you do to it?
Two things I didn't do. I didn't chrono it, and I also didn't I didn't chrono it, and I didn't oil it down. So it was all over the place. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The TMC is the Honda of paintball. The Tipman brand is the Honda of paintball. You can go 30 years on a single oil change. You must have been throwing dirt in there or something, bro.
Well, and I also stripped my hand guards. So it was a lot to that, man. I did a lot to that gun. And I had trouble with that gun. I'm not gonna hold you, but the fact that he came over to me and helped me with my gun and brought me over to these guys, it was amazing. First time I played with them, I shot with the first strike. It hurt like a shit. It hurt like a motherfucker. But hey, I managed. But that's how it started. It started when someone come over to you and bring you on board, as a community. Because who knows? I never knew MagFed existed. Like what's MagFed? What's my question? What's MagFed? Like what kind of sport is this? And the fact that these guys showed me what it was, it just made me change my perspective on life. It made me see a bigger picture. But that's how it starts, man. You gotta build your name up. You gotta know who you are in this sport. And so later on, I found my name, man. I found the name, the Prophet Wolf, the Lone Wolf, the Predator. Those three names I carried. And so, you have to just build your name, build your character, build yourself. Find yourself. Don't just pick any name. Find yourself in life. That's the first thing I did was find myself, because if you don't find yourself, man, you will go through hell. You will be messed up.
It takes some soul searching. It's not something. I mean, I think this sport itself is one of those that it will allow you to find yourself. I was talking with my neighbor. He's a former Navy SEAL, and he looks at my stuff. He kind of laughs at it, but I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, we were in the room together. Me and my buddy Wolf. Me and Prophet was in the room together. We was basically heel to heel, shooting out the window." You know what I'm saying? They firing at us, we firing at them. We don't know who's outside the room. We just know that we in a firefight over here. And he was like, you know what? In those situations, those times, you really find out who you are. That's put you in those situations. I've been in those situations, with other players. It's me and another player. We back to back. I can tell you, some time ago at PBX. This is a long time ago, man. Like 5 years ago, a long time ago. Me and my buddy Mike. We are.
Wait. Solo, real quick, Miss Mike, I got a question for you. They said, what do you think the best way is to bring the community together?
Uh, I don't know. I'll say this. We start with the commonalities. Obviously, we're all trying to do a thing here, but um, really, the only thing I can't say what we can do, but I can tell you what we can do to keep it together. I guess what things that we should stop doing, and that is again the ego, power trip. You know the ego, the power trip, all that, the clickiness, that should stop, and I think that would bring the community together more. There's so many different things that you can put in this bowl here to bring the community together, but we have to do all those things that are in there. So stop with the clickiness, the ego's got to stop. Things happen, scheduled conflicts happen. Fix those things. Just like not to worry about those things. What else can we do? We you know, reach out to the younger players. You know what I'm saying? The older players. Help them on their way out. Help the new players in. There's so many different things we can do, but realistically, the things that we know to not do is not to bring in the nonsense, the fighting, the attitudes, the egos. Not to bring in the non-lethal rounds. To big games and ruin it. 0 Hour was a great game. It was going to turn out great, and then somebody messed it up at the end. So there are all the bad things that we call the bad things in paintball. We stop those things, and that's a start. And then keep all the good things and add on to the good things. That's how we bring the community together. It's not a part, in my opinion. It's really just it could use some tuning.
I'm gonna just piggyback off of that, and then go right back to your story, Solo. Just real quick, I think the best way to bring a community and like Creepshow said, I'm gonna read it real quick. He said social media interaction where you share everyone work, not just liking it, only way to get out of your local bubble. That is true, Creepshow. That's very true. And I will say this, social media has a big impact. And so for me, I have people from all over who watches my videos, watches my pictures, watch whatever I post. And so, like I said earlier, you have to lead by example. You have to be that leader for them. If you can be a leader on social media, be the same leader in person. Because, like I said, you never know who's watching you. And for me, to answer that question that Jake said, I will say it does start with your first community. Where you're at. Talking to everybody, getting to everybody, getting some new players. You know, having small conversations, just saying, "Hey, what's up?" You know, how you doing, bro? How's your family? Like how's work, man? How's life treating you? These are the things that start off a great community, a great brotherhood. You know, and just real quick, man, big shout out to Cuddy Wood. I will be at his event August 5th, which is the night game, Darkness of Fall. He lost one of his guys over the weekend while I was in Canada, and I seen that on social media. And man, that shut in my heart a lot. I was actually broken because I talked to the guy twice, back in April and May for the MagFed meetup. First time me seeing him, and I remember asking him a question. I said, "Hey, what made you join MagFed?" He said, "Man, just to get out the hood, just stay out the way." You know what I mean? I'm just trying to find a way to keep doing positive stuff. Man, hearing that from him was so deep, man. It made me go deep into not just a community, but back at home, like back in Philly, back in Chicago, back in New York, New Jersey. You have so many people in the hood that's going through so much that they need a way out. And so I don't just my focus is not just on the community, but it's also back at home as well. And so it's my goal and my job to bring it all together in one. And so right now, that's my focus right now. That's my focus. But rest in peace. Rest in peace to the guy Trip who passed away, man. Great guy. Great guy. Rest in peace. Go ahead, Solo.
Good
You
shot out
saying
there.
a
No, you're all
story?
good. Good shot. Yeah, no. So I mean, I was just saying in terms of just the character building, like I said, I've been in situations, me and my buddy Mike, way back when in PBX, we're heel to heel, surrounded. We didn't make it out alive, I'm gonna be honest with you. But we're heel to heel, and it's only us. It's only us. Everybody else been out, and this was a big game. I want to say it was summertime, so it was probably like what was it? World at War. But anyway, we're in the barn, heel to heel. We're surrounded. They're coming in. This is open class. So speedballers versus two mag fetters. We got, I don't know, 100 rounds between the two of us. And hey, we just got to kick in. But at that point, these are one of those situations. That was one of those situations where you find out who you are. Do I cower and just say, hands up, walk out, I'm done, I can't deal with this? Nah,
Yeah.
Hey, I can't do that. He can't do that. He's dependent on me just like I'm dependent on him. We are community.
Yeah.
And heel to heel, back against back, we're sending shots out. We're trying to keep ourselves alive and keep each other alive at the same time. But that's just part of the character building that this sport can do for one. It will show you who you are. It's 100 degrees and you're running up and down the field doing missions. It's 10 degrees, you're running up and down the field doing missions. You're in a dark room with just one other person, or you're in there by yourself with 20 people surrounding you. And you got to carry out the mission or do whatever it is. It really builds the character. It really builds you up inside, and it helps you mature, in my opinion. This is a hobby, but it affords you and awards you that opportunity to grow as an individual. So, this sport isn't just something you do for fun. It can be just for fun, but at the same time, you will learn about things. Learn about yourself in these situations, in paintball. So, definitely. Jeremy, he's bringing up good points over here as well. Like I said, we were talking about the egos and whatnot. I mean, he's 100% right. Jeremy is killing it right here. You know what I'm saying? This is the interaction, just what he's talking about right here, the posting and all that. I think Creep Show said sharing everybody's work. This here, sharing this podcast is sharing work. This is your work. You are a community figure right here. Sharing this along all the platforms for everybody to see is a way to build and grow the community. Somebody that's never seen paintball or know anything about paintball might tune in by accident. They see your videos, you on the field shooting, and now they're watching you talk about it. So that's what we should be on, sharing each other's work. Again, nobody's better than the next person. Some people might be more popular, but that's okay. It's going to be that way. It's not that I'm hating on you or you're looking down on me for not being as popular as you, but we're using each other to grow the community. And that is the biggest picture. That's the bigger goal right there. Look,
my God,
Jake is my teammate. That's my teammate right there. Okay. That's my teammate, Jake. Look, hey, we ain't never been to Canada. We ain't never been to PRZ. It's an inside joke. I'm sorry. What would you say is the best way to interact with people outside of your local community? Like you said, that people stick with their clicks and might not reciprocate their energy. So this is to answer Jake's question from me. The way to reach other people is obviously going to be social media because we can't get to them all the time. However, going to these other fields, other games, other states, travel. When you travel to people that don't go outside the local bubble, it's okay that people can't fly everywhere. It's expensive. You can't just go fly somewhere. So if we can come to your game, if your city or your town or your local field is hosting an event, that's why I say, even if there isn't a big MagFed presence somewhere, if Jake is in Iowa, they don't have a big MagFed presence out there. But I figure if we can pump up the community and get the numbers good out there in Iowa, you could have a MagFed meetup. In the DMV, they do a MagFed meetup. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the guys out there in the DMV, the OXCC field.
Yeah.
So they host MFOGs, just meetups, right? And it's not a big game or nothing like that, but it's just like everybody that's a MagFed player come meet up. So when I hear about it, I want to hop on a plane and I want to go because I can do that. And if they're in a small bubble and they don't reach out, they don't go to other big games, or there's people out there that don't do it, it's my job within the community. If I can afford myself to go do it, I'm going to go reach out. Hey, what's going on, dog? I'm from Chicago. Damn, what you doing all the way out here? Man, I seen y'all had a game. I thought I'd come show some love. And you just lead by example. You lead by example. Hey, man, this guy came from Chicago all the way to Oregon, all the way to Cali, all the way to Canada, all the way to PRZ to show love and play paintball at our games. you know what, that energy, if you keep doing it, you know, maybe it reciprocates. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's okay. But you're doing it, you know, rather than sitting back and not doing it at all, you know, for those that can afford to do it.
Oh, I forgot. Steve Sholo is actually the host out there in
Yeah, I know. I
OXC.
know.
Yeah, Steve
Steve,
Sholo.
Steve,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah,
sir. You know,
yeah. That's my guy, man. Hey, Steve, real quick. I'm gonna share this story though, real quick. It's so funny. I keep thinking about this story. Last year, well, what's last year? No, it was actually 2 years ago. 2 years ago? It was last year. It was last year. I actually, me and Steve was on different teams. There's a MagFed meetup at OTP. He came, I think, for the first, no, I think he came for the first time at the MagFed meetup, I believe. Yeah, first time there. And I'll never forget this, man. I had no cameras. I was just going crazy on people. You know, I got shot in the head the first round. And so the next game, we was at town. And this picture that you see up right now of me with the white beater on and everything, I had that same look on. You know, I had that same look on. And man, I'll never forget this. You know, I had a great shot lined up on him. And I just shot Steve right in his mask. But his lens came out. His lens fell out. And just true story, X blackout. He was there reffing. He said, "Yo, did you just shoot him in his mask? His lens came out." I was like, "Wow!" Like one of the greatest like shots I ever had, and I wasn't even recording at the time. None of that stuff. I was just going in. But shout out to Steve, man. First time I met him, we talked for the first time at that given time. We connected. Now we have a great relationship. Yes, that was you, Steve. Yes, that was you.
Well, hey,
that
Steve, Steve, if you're still having mask problems, get with us. Strike first. We got the plug on the push mask. You know, we you know those masks from Wish and Alibaba, they don't work that well.
Yeah, that was funny.
Good.
But yeah, that's how we connected, man. That's how we built our relationship. Me and Steve, man. Great guy. Jeremy said, playing some paint with them. I proud military. I seen true brotherhoods. Yes, military guys do have a true brotherhood. I've seen my own eyes too, and that's what kind of makes me not even kind of. That's what make me want to bring a community together, because when you look at a different group of guys, a different community, you can see like how their brotherhood is. Like these guys will sacrifice himself so their guy can be alive. Make sure he's good. Make sure he's out the way, you know. And I love that, man. I love that about, you know, the brotherhood.
That's much easier to do in paintball than real combat.
Well, you know, you get the concept though. You get the concept.
Yeah.
But you know,
that's all good.
It's like that though, man. And you know, trust me, I have done sacrifices, you know, for teams that I've been on the field all the time. I mean, and some of the sacrifices is, you know, taking out 2 or 3 guys when you see one of your guys being pinned down by all 3 of them. You know, sometimes you gotta make a sacrifice. You gotta go out there and give it your best, you know, make sure that they're good. But for me, I have always tried to study, been a huge impact and work on keeping everyone alive. So it's my goal to keep my guys alive. Oh, he remembers now. But no, it's my goal to keep my guys alive, man. So, you know, Solo, I remember when you was talking about how me and you was on the 3rd floor and we shooting down, you know, it was my goal to make sure that you stayed alive.
Like, for sure.
I ain't care if I got shot. As long as I got you out that corner.
Cared. Yeah, I cared if you got shot.
As long as you got that corner, man, that was my go-to, because I saw how we was pinned down. I saw where stuff was going there, and I said to myself, let me come over to our left side and give some fire so we can reload, or so we can go ahead and get some, you know, shots in, whatever, because they were shooting, man. They were shooting.
You seen the guys that came, I don't know if you saw them or not. The guys that came in behind us, he just kind of poked in. It was like he's like,
he got shot.
Damn, I'm hit. I was like,
yeah, and that was a crazy hit. I got it on video. I seen that hit.
I told him, I said, watch it. Before he even walked in the room, I said, watch it. They've got a bead on the back of the room. Well, what?
Yeah, they had a good ass sniper.
We're not just you know going for cover for no reason, you know. But I wasn't even a sniper. It was just somebody sending rounds. It was First Strike was coming in there hot. But
Yeah.
like I said, it's that's part of the community. That's part of the brotherhood relationship. Just knowing that you got my back, I got your back. I loved it. I definitely want to get on this PRZ talk because it was the weekend was intense. I got there's some footage I'm not gonna put up. I'm gonna save that for the archives. But I mean, it wasn't even me getting shot. It was just the whole situation. It was kind of rough, but I mean, I loved it, man. The pyrotechnics the whole day, things is going off and blowing up all over the place. I'm like, man, that was the interactiveness that I loved it. I loved it. It was you're hearing the explosions, you know what I'm saying? And you're hearing first strikes whiz past you. It was, in my opinion, what I imagine combat is like or would be.
Yeah.
So, like I said, earlier, like my team and I, we go over the pros and cons. We go over, what we could have done better, what areas could be improved, both for us and the field and the game itself. It was great, man. Like, I am so sad that PRZ is going away. I am. It's like one of the fields that if you've never been to, you've missed a thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if you ever. I don't think you've ever been to CPX. CPX out here. It was in Joliet, Illinois. Yeah. So they shut that down some time ago. I want to say maybe like 4 years ago, but it was one of the greatest fields ever. It had all the CQB. It had ruins. It had cars and stuff. It was a massive field. Some of the living legends was held there, but yeah, like, when a great field goes away, we feel it, we feel it as a community. And that's another thing, part of the community. If we can find a way to get us a dedicated field somewhere in the middle of nowhere, USA, that's going to stay ours, that would be something as well. I can't say that it can be done, but, that's on the wish list, I guess. But overall, I mean, this weekend, God, man, where do I start? So we go onto the field, right? Me and my
break it down. Break it down.
Me and my team president, Jay-Z, the real Jay-Z, shout out Strike First, Jay-Z. We walk out there, cool, whatever. We were just kind of scoping it out. We seen Tonka, we checked in with Tonka. He told us what we needed to do, what he wanted us to do. So we go on about our way, and it's getting hot instantaneously. I mean, we're about 20 yards from the spawn point. It's getting hot. First strikes whizzing by, we're telling jokes, laughing, but no, shit's starting to get serious all of a sudden. So we're frog hopping, from bunker to bunker, man. We're catching bounces like hell. It was a great day. We get up all the way up to, I guess you could call it the 50 on the backside, and he's like, he's nearing his end of paint. I mean, I think Jay came out with about 7 mags, 730 rounders. He's got a T15, and they're shooting at him from the loading dock. He's firing it back. He stands up, gives them a full auto. It's like, yeah, I got all their asses out over here. He's got it on camera. And then next thing you know, shit's just start raining in on it. So he comes around, he flips around back to another bunker. He's like, yo, Solo, I'm on my last mag. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you're going to take it slow. I got about 4 mags left. I'm chilling. You're going to take it slow, Jay, right? You're one shot here. Pick your shot. Out of the back of my ear, I hear, I'm out. I'm empty, so I'm like, what the hell? I laughed because, like, what are you doing? You on your last mag? So, I mean, you have to see it. I'm gonna post a video, but he's like, yo, he's just blaring back, bah, 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 bah. And man, that's like, it was funny as hell because anytime you say last mag, just like we were upstairs, you're like, yo, I'm down to my last mag, and you're ginger with your shots. You're ginger. Nah, not Jay-Z. Jay-Z goes full auto on last mag. Yo, like, what's really good? Oh, okay. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. We had some instances, you and I in the stairwell. We were in multiple stairwells, actually. You know what? Now that I think about it, you were getting me into some hairy situations. You were getting me into some situations. Now that I think about it, the adrenaline was flowing, and I was just loving being by your side. But now that I think about it, you were kind of setting me up, bro. Hold on. You were kind of setting me up. Hey, Solo, come here, bro. Solo, over here, bro. Let me show you something. What you got to show me? What do you got to show me? What do you got to show me? Is it a dead rat? Because if it's a first striker, I don't want to go.
I mean, hey man, hey, listen, that's what a wolf does, man. A wolf get into it. You know, once I'm in that state of mind of war, like it's over. Like I'm going at so many guys. I don't even care if it's 20, 30 guys. I'm shooting,
I
and
noticed. I
that's
noticed.
how the mindset is, man. That's how it goes. Like once I'm already in motion, there's no going back, There's no going back. But if I'm by myself, I can do it. But if I have like two, three guys, or just you, I have to be mindful of like, all right, man, let me just be smart about this, let me think about this because our goal is to stay alive and make sure that my guy is good. Make sure he's coming back home with me. That's how it goes. But yeah, second and third floor was critical.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Chase, man, tall dude, tall guy, tall white guy. He was rocking the whole day with me, and it's funny his man that he rode with left him a few times, and so being still that me and him was already talking at the car and stuff, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm with you all day." I said, "Let's do it." And this dude stood on my hip, like on my hip. You was there,
Yeah.
like
I seen it.
it was crazy. He even saved. It's so bad. It's so crazy that he saved my ass when there's a door. It was a guy in the doorway, but he's on the outside, shooting from the inside, and Chase shot a few shots. First, he pushed me out the way because you can see the shots coming towards me, and so when he pushed me, the guy shot the wall up. I said, "Yo, thank you, man. You saved my ass." He could have, it's how close it was. And so what he did was he went on the second floor window and shot down and got him.
Oh,
That was the
nice,
dopest
nice.
shit I ever seen. I said, "Yo, you was clutch." And so from there, it was history, man. Like we went through different floors. We tried to push that hallway. That shit didn't work out. I'll tell you that right now. That shit
He
was,
said that didn't
yeah,
work
it ain't
out.
work out. Like I want, cause I only got that far when they first started, because I was past the 50. I was kind of more so in their spawn or like kind of near on their side. That's the farthest I got. It was so many people, man. It was crazy. It was
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
But that's paintball for you, man. You
absolutely.
gotta, you gotta be energized, man. You gotta make sure that you're on point at all times because we were shooting guys who's on the blue team, but in reality, no, wait. Let me
That
take
was
that
on the
back.
first floor. That was in the
No, no,
hallway.
no, no. That was yeah, that and the third floor because there was one guy who came up. I say, "Yo,
Oh
are
yeah,
you
you
red or
did. Yeah,
blue?"
yeah.
And this guy said he was red. Man, we shot his ass up that fast. It was crazy. He's like, "Oh, you know what? I forgot I'm blue."
I forgot I'm blue. Get out of here.
But how did you forget you was blue? But somebody told me, he said, "Yo, be mindful because some of these guys are tricky. They'll say they're on a blue team, but when they come up, they're on a red team. So that's why
But
I was
that
mindful of
look,
that.
that's dirty play. That goes against the
Hey,
community. That
I
goes
don't
against the
care.
community.
I don't
I
care.
care
If you
because
come
I'm
up
look.
there, if you come up there and you're on my camera and you're on a red team, you're over with. I'm sorry. And
Easy.
that should be
So look,
a value lesson to everybody.
so check this out. So we're in the hallway, right? We're in the hallway of death, first floor after the breach, right? It's smoky. We can't see. And you're like, I'm walking back. I wasn't hit, but I was just kind of circling back in the rooms because I was looking for the stairwell to go up. And as I'm walking back, I'm kind of hugging the wall a little bit. And you're like, Solo, Solo, come on, we're going this way. And right as you grab me to snatch me into the room, friendly fire dotted me up across my stomach. I got peppered across my stomach.
Mm.
Soon after, I think you got hit in the nuts or something because you come
Yeah,
out holding. That
yeah.
was that moment, and
I
I'm
was holding
like,
my jaws. I was holding my
I
jaws, man.
we got friendly fired. We got friendly fired because the fire was coming from our spawn point, and
Yeah.
we were kind of moving back. You snatched me to bring me into the room, but as you were snatching me back, that's when you got hit, and it was just a whole bad situation. But
Yeah.
the thing was, everybody was kind of scared, and they were shooting from the doorway and not pushing up. But the blue team had already made it up past the halfway point of the building, so there was no reason for them to be shooting like that. And so I
Yeah.
got a nice little a nice little first strike there on my arm. Look at there it
Mm.
is. Nice. But that was friendly fire, man. I guess the lesson that I learned, I mean, I knew it already, but the lesson was more or less keep going forward. Don't go back. Keep going back. Go forward, man. Go
And
forward.
it's hard
Go
because
forward.
you know
Your team's gonna shoot you.
not only did you get shot, and I got shot. Chase got shot. He got shot 4 times in his nuts. That was
Ugh.
crazy. Yeah, and he was holding his stuff out. He was holding his joint until he got out, and it still hurted. You know,
Yeah.
but like you said, move forward. You can't even move back. You can't even go back. But it's so crazy. I tell people to be aware of your muzzle. You know, if you know that you are a trigger happy guy, you should be more careful on where you put your muzzle at. I had a guy put his muzzle on my head. I said, bro, take my head off.
Over top of you, right? He's kind of resting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
he flagged you. He flagged you
like,
at point blank range.
I'm like, nah, bro. Come on.
I don't mean to laugh, bro, but I've been in situations, man. I've been in situations. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. And
it's not the first, but still, man, I can't have, because, you know, I had a guy on my team, my old team, my first team, who did that. He had his muzzle on my neck and shot my whole neck up. I was like, golly. Yeah.
Hey, trigger control, finger trigger control, and flagging. These are fundamentals that need to be taught. I think MagFed is a great platform for teaching firearm safety. You know, because some people got it. Some people are former Leos or current Leos. Some are former military or current military, so they know the rules. You know, think about this. I'll tell you this. You can take this home with you. Everybody that's listening, you can take this home with you. Ever look on the pictures, look on all the MagFed pictures, or even just paintball pictures. Look at how people carry their guns when they're resting. And I'll tell you a lot about them. They got their finger on the outside of the trigger well like this. Mm-hmm. They know better. But if you see somebody just sitting there taking pictures and their fingers within the trigger grip, trigger well, stay away from them. Stay away from them, please, for your own safety. So, but yeah, like I said, I mean, these are things we learn. These things we learn.
That's something that I plan to do. You know, when having a mentorship program, I don't just want kids to play paintball. I want them to know the safety. I want them to know what to do and what not to do. You know, I want them to understand that playing paintball isn't just playing paintball. Like, you're here to also learn, adapt, and have guidance in this sport. And so, you know, we all been hyped when we first got our first MagFed gun. You know, it was like to have that trigger every time on your gun, shooting and stuff, you know, blank fire, friendly fire. But as you get more into the sport and you start to learn more, you know, you realize that safety is the most important thing. You know, you have to be aware of everything, even if you don't have, you know, let's say you don't have a
real gun.
No, not a real gun. A cover for your gun.
A barrel cover.
Barrel cover.
Yeah.
You know, be careful of that too. Be aware of that. You know, because because you know you're the best player or a good player, it don't make you any different. You know, it goes for everybody. Safety is important. You know,
absolutely. I mean, you treat every firearm as if it's loaded. So you know, what up, Dion's? But Airhead and Dion, what's up, bros? What's up? You know, we out here, man. Y'all got questions? Y'all want to know anything, man? Hey, we on the podcast. We sharing knowledge. We sharing experiences. Yeah. Hey, put it out there, man.
Hey, make sure y'all like and subscribe, though. You know,
like and subscribe,
absolutely. Man. We gotta keep this podcast going at all times. You know, it's not just my podcast; it's everyone's podcast. You know, this is where we come to not only tell stories, but to share experiences, share your testimony. You know, share who you are. You know, your lifestyle, your faith. You know, what you believe in, what you know, and even your therapy. Share your therapy on this as well, man. This is what podcast is about. Podcast is about coming all together. You know, Steve Solo said it earlier. He said that I am the voice of the community. You know, and that's a big way to put it. Honestly, the voice of the community for a podcast. So,
no, but you are though. You are though. That's not even an understatement. That you are. You know, this is a platform. You're on it. Yeah. Again, and I also encourage people to ask questions and ask you questions. You know, because there are things I'm still learning. You're still learning. You know. One of the greatest websites that we have at our have access to is M. Carter Brown. I don't know if you know it or not, but M. Carter Brown is a forum and it's everything paintball. I mean, right down to the size of the outer barrel of a Nemi barrel or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's everything paintball. And people like you share that same knowledge, you share that same information. And some people that are lazy, can't find it, don't want to find it or whatever. Hey, come on, Wolf's Podcast, ask the question, because there's going to be somebody on here that knows it or can answer the same question or ask the same question. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to limit it to just the topics. This is really Q&A all day, and sharing knowledge, experiences, testimonies, all that. So I'm for that. I love it. I appreciate you having me on here, for real, man. This is an honor like you wouldn't even believe. A lot of people, they don't give the roses. I'm giving roses, bro. Like I'm giving you flowers. I appreciate you 100%, man. When you gave me the opportunity, you hit me. It was like, yo, you gonna be on? I'm like, hell yeah. You tell me what day. I don't care if it's 4:00 in the morning. Let's do it. I don't care, And being able to see you in person again, and we're gonna keep on linking up, things like that, man. I'm 100%. Hey, I'm ready. I am your supporter. You tell me what you want to do, and I do it. Captain, my captain.
Yeah, because me and you, we met when I first left my first team, and I was going through my storm. You was one of the guys that reached out to me, actually. Well, if I'm mistaken, you was the first guy that reached out to me before everyone reached out to me. He was saying how we wanted to connect, travel and stuff like that. And I ain't know nothing about none of this stuff. I'm just learning. I'm watching videos, but I never thought I was gonna be traveling. I'm like, I ain't gonna be traveling anytime soon. I probably will never travel. But I'm glad me and you connected, because it brought us here to this point. And you showed me a lot of knowledge, gave me a lot of knowledge. I still got the old messages from 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So
has it been 2 years already?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
God.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. Definitely 2 years, because I just got started 2 years ago on the podcast, on just my adventure of me being who I am. Me having my own business. So yeah, it's been about 2 years, man. It's been about 2 years, man. But that's how it started, bro. That's how it started. It started when you connect, and then when you advance to the next level, to next goal, next mission. And that's how relationships are built, man. It's all about building a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is a beautiful one, and like I said, I appreciate you. Like it's I don't know, when you see something in somebody, I guess it's like you just pounce on it, and you're like, hey, man, because I've been wanting to work with you just off GP. It ain't got to be on a podcast. It ain't got to be on anything. Just work with you in any capacity, because I feel your spark. I feel your energy, and I love it. And I'm like, man, this is bro right here. Just the same way you look at Wolf, this is basically the same way I'm looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And even though I'm older than you, I'm still looking up to you, because you got that energy. I feel like this is something great. Again, you got a platform here for the masses. This isn't your show just for you. No, this show is for everybody. Paintball, not even just MagFed, but everybody paintball. Personal life, paintball life, whatever life. And we just bring it all together as a community, like I've been saying. And we're gonna do the thing, man. Like I said, I'm just eager and excited for the future, what the future is gonna bring. I've got to beg for forgiveness and everything from my team, because I think I might end up coming into Jersey on the 5th, because I need that night game in my life. I need that night game in my life. I got the look. I got the I got the fucking
show it. Yep, show it. There you go.
Let's
Show
go.
that,
Let's
man.
go.
Show that,
So
man.
it hooks right up to the mask. Oh my God. Night game.
Yeah.
That's another thing I want to see a lot more of. Night games,
Yeah.
man. I was playing around with a first strike. So I took the cap off first strike, took the paint out, put some glow in the dark paint in it, put the cap back on, and shot it. And it glows in the dark.
Wow.
Glow in the dark. I'm not gonna say first strike, excuse me. Glow in the dark, fin stabilized round. Food for thought, that's all. But so what up, Butternuts? Whoever that is, what's up, bro?
Yeah, because man, I'm not a celebrity, man. Let me just say that I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a guy doing his job. I'm just doing my job.
Not a celebrity. Yeah, all
I'm
right.
just doing my job, man. People watch me all the time. They talk to me all the time, but I'm just a regular guy on a mission for everybody. I want to make sure that I'm making everyone happy and myself happy. Yeah, this is what we do. This is
Yeah.
what we do. But it all comes down to who you are, your character, your purpose in life. Your vision. You have to have a vision in life, man. And so for me, I have a vision for everybody. Will people like it? Yes and no. Will people accept it? Yes and no. You have some people who just look at it like, man, I don't want to be a part of that. But you can't, feed into that, because the moment you feed into that, you go downhill. Now
Yeah.
you're exposed. And so it's my job, and I've been saying this, and I said this earlier in the podcast, stay in character at all times. You never know who's watching to see if you're going to fail or pass your test. Stay in character. I say that very clear and loudly. But there's a quote that I always share on my podcast. This quote is, the man that views the world at 40, same way he views the world at 20, has wasted 20 years of his life. And the
Oof.
reason why
Oof.
I say that, yeah, yeah. The reason why I say that, that quote so much is because you have to make sure and know who you are. Because you can waste 20 years of your life, you're not getting that back. Then you
Right.
got to spend 20 more years to make up for that, plus interest on what you're doing. You don't want that. You don't want that. So for me to be young, for me to be striving for greatness, for me to be pushing and having this vision for people, I have to keep going, stay in character. I can't let nothing throw me off, you know. But that's how it starts. Find yourself, man. Find yourself. Find who you are. Find the person that you're meant to be in this life, in this world, because paintball is everything. But paintball is the start of who you are. Paintball is a start. Somebody, okay, yeah. Yeah, paintball is the start, but you have to find who you are. It's important at
For
all
sure.
times.
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. Hey, man, this has been an honor. I appreciate you. Like I said, man, we're gonna keep doing this. I hope this isn't my last time on the show. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
Man,
have
yo,
some.
listen, it's gonna be a part 2, part 3, and part 4, part 5. Come on.
Hey, we're gonna have some more experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We're gonna shoot back some more going forward.
yeah,
Um, Allow me to give some shout outs real quick, man. Again, shout out to
for
my
sure.
team, Strike First Mag Fed. Shout out Midwest Mag Fed. All the Midwest teams out there. Shout out Midwest Paintball, Milson Paintball. Our sponsors, Push Paintball, Apocalypse Paintball Field, and Vulcan Paintball. Thank you all so much for our support, or for your support for us and all. And like I said, I'm coming out. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the fifth. I'm just, it's not too far from now, so I need to make up my mind. But I'll definitely let you know about that. We do have a game, Mad Max. Our one of our teammates, Baba Yaga, he is the general for a big game in October, September 30th, October 1st. It's called Mutant Warfare at Sherwood Forest. He's the XO, so we're gonna be out there for that. Let's see what else. I don't think there's anything else on the docket in between now and then. Um, ODIL does have their monthly Mag Fed game. I believe it's this Sunday, I think. So anybody in the Midwest, come on out to ODIL's MFOG. That'll be fun. You got any announcements? Any church announcements?
Of course, I got announcements, man. Come on. First and foremost, big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to all the teams on the East Coast, South Coast, West Coast, everywhere, overseas, everywhere. Big shout out to everybody. First and foremost, shout out to all the people who been doing this. Wolf Paintball, Blackout. Man, I can name so many people right now. Sorry. Shout out to everybody, man. For real. Shout out to Little K. Shout out to them guys, man, for coming out for Canada, New Jersey chapter. They showed their asses off. I got a chance to talk to some of them guys. They're great guys. A big shout out to them guys, man. Also, shout out to Strike First, man. Second time seeing you guys. Let's keep it up. Let's keep going. You know, Shout out to New Service Beast, who I saw a picture, or I actually saw in person, Tonka rocking the patch. Shout out to them guys, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody out there. And what's next for me is August 5th, which is starts the fall, night game. There is a day game as well, so I'll be doing both. Actually, I'll be doing both, and after that, I'm right into it with Winter Brawl. Winter Brawl
Let's
is my
go.
next focus, man.
Let's go. Hey, we're gonna
I
put that on
will
the
be the
calendar.
general. So if you guys want to register, if you guys want to find out more information, follow me on Instagram, which is the Prophet. I'm sorry, the underscore Prophet Wolf. Also, you can look on Target Action Park website for more information on Almost Abroad and August 5th game. That's the fall. But I'm excited, man. I'm back. Yes, the Prophet Wolf is
Yes,
back on
sir.
podcast. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
keep this
Yes,
going,
sir.
man. Please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe this channel. Let's keep it going. This is where it starts at.
All right. Hey, we'll see you on Friday. We'll see you on Friday. Got another podcast on Friday. We'll see
Yes,
you
I
on
do.
Friday.
Yes, I do. Podcast Fish Friday. Post is already up there. So tune in Friday with me and my guy, Corey Haney's. He makes movies for a living. Great guy. I met him a few months ago. This guy is all that. Tune in, man. He's a guy that you want to look to for documentaries, movies, any videos that keeps you going. Watch his videos. Yes, watch his videos. Other than that, man, you guys take care of yourself. Oh, real quick. Clothing line. Yes, I have a clothing line. My clothing line is coming out this week and next week. I will be doing Business Friday with some people, and I plan to branch it out some more. So I'll be posting more hoodies, more T-shirts. My Humble Warrior Worthy right here. Great brand, great brand. If you read your Bible, this this logo, this name is based off of Ezra 7:10. Read that scripture. I guarantee you'll know what it is.
Hey, I'm gonna link with you after we get off, and I get some of your merch, and man, I can take it to some of our games out here, so we'll discuss that. All right.
Yes, sir. Oh, patches. My patches coming soon. Give it about 2 weeks. Well, give it about August. Let's say August. Yes, I'll be having patches on the way. I got hats on the way for Prophet Wolf hats, T-shirts, hoodies, Prophet Wolf, all out there. Yes, it's coming very soon. All in August. I can't wait. I'm very excited, and let's keep it going, man. Love the community.
All right. Peace out.
Guys, enjoy. Take care.